Turkey's embassy in South Africa is receiving aid for earthquake victims back home. The ambassador joins us to give us a live chat about their drive for goods and recovery efforts. Ambassador, a very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us this morning. Just give us a sense, if you would, the amount of support you have been receiving in terms of the aid for those who've been adversely affected by the earthquake back home in Turkey.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to give information about what's going on at the earthquake zone, and also the international and South African aid that we are receiving. As you know, the death toll has been increasing, and there's a huge international effort as well as the national effort to help the victims in the area. Already from the 10 cities, over 500,000 people have been evacuated. The need for accommodation is big in the area. That's why more than 100, actually 102 countries have come to our rescue from day one, which means from February 6th. And right now, around 100, by today, around 100,000 tents, winter tents, have been delivered to the region, because it was during those days -6, -8 degrees. The rescue teams, search and rescue teams from many countries, most of them, of course, have left, but the Turkish local search and rescue teams are close to 15,000 on the ground still. And lots of heavy vehicles, close to, again, like 13,000 heavy vehicles are trying to collect the rubble, clean up the rubble. Death toll, of course, rises by the minute, but we are grateful to the international community for sending us all the most urgently needed items. Among those, there are containers, for instance, big containers for accommodation. So already 246 containers have been sent from foreign countries, from abroad. And I can come into, what has been sent from South Africa if you'd like. But, I can give you many numbers. It's just that the amounts are huge. The scale of the disaster is huge. It is the disaster of the century. Millions of people are out of their homes, and there are broken families all over the place, orphans, and there's a lot of accommodation problem. The hotels of Turkey, dormitories, container cities are being built. Many places, all the state institutions, hostels, are all full of those people who have been evacuated. Close to 2 million people are right now actually out of their homes. So the disaster is huge. This is beyond the capacity of any state to deal with in a short time. That's why we are grateful to the international community that has been so swiftly mobilized, including South Africa.
Yeah, thank you for that elaborate explanation of what the update is in terms of those provisions, Ambassador Kandas. But if you could maybe just elaborate, you've mentioned that accommodation is one of the biggest things that is needed as a form of immediate relief for those that have been impacted by the earthquake at the moment. But what else is needed in terms of other resources, including water, food, ablution facilities, and in that answer, you could perhaps speak to South Africa's contribution thus far.
Thank you very much. We, as the Turkish embassy and the Turkish embassies all around the world, have been coordinating the relief efforts from our countries where we are based. So from the start, I will give you the exact numbers, but from day one, we have been delivering the collected in-kind items from South Africa by Turkish Airlines cargo flights and Turkish Airlines normal flights, scheduled flights on a daily basis. It is very important. They reach Istanbul and then they, with the local Turkish Airlines planes, reach the region quite fast, actually. So from the start, the needs list has been changing, as we announced almost on a daily basis on our social media and websites. But I have to tell you, as of today, mattresses, tents, generators, gas heaters, sleeping bags, and mobile toilets and showers are the most urgently needed items. There's no electricity in the region. There is, of course, a need for hygiene units like mobile toilets, showers in the region. There have been quite a few sent from abroad. After the Turkish resources were depleted inside the country, the production capacity of these items, I have to tell you, for instance, 1,500 mobile toilets and showers have been delivered from abroad, especially from neighboring countries. But from a country so far away like South Africa, quite a few, 43 mobile toilets have been delivered so far by Turkish Airlines. And from abroad, so right now, for instance, 300,000 tents are set up in the region. Container camps are being built, one in Malatya, one of those cities in the earthquake zone, and 10,500 people to be accommodated. So among the 300,000 tents, 100,000 have come from countries abroad. And from South Africa alone, the numbers as of yesterday, because we sent some more yesterday, last night with Turkish Airlines again, is 864 tents total. And then, for instance, sleeping bags, 3,300, blankets, 6,300, gas heaters, 640, generators, 180 so far. Of course, there will be a cargo plane, big cargo plane next week, so we are also working on it. But we are collecting in-kind items donated by South African companies, NGOs, people from Durban, Johannesburg, Cape Town.
Yeah, no, thank you for that, Ambassador. And then just a final thought for you, if you could. What has the president said about rebuilding the homes that were destroyed by the earthquake? You did say that there's already big trucks and so that are cleaning up the rubble. But what is the government in Turkey saying about rebuilding those homes and the deadlines that they're giving themselves?
Yes, this is very important. There are parallel efforts on the ground. AFAD, the Turkish National Coordinating Agency for all these relief efforts, already has 300,000 personnel on the ground, together with all the other institutions, relevant ministries. They are all on the ground. And our president has started in parallel, in addition to the rescue, the rubble cleaning up, all those efforts in the earthquake zone, he has started a parallel effort together with the government and private sector of construction. In 1 year, the houses will be constructed. The places are designated. The construction has started. At this point, as I said, the most urgent, the most practical accommodation style is container cities. In the meantime, in Malatya, as I said, there's a container city being built. There are a few others that are being built as well around the region to accommodate these people. But as I said, construction of new buildings, very important. That work has already started.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. That is Ambassador Aysegul Kandas, who is the Turkish ambassador to South Africa on this nation's plea for aid after the deadly earthquake. You've heard there that there is a huge effort that is already underway to provide the basic necessities, but also to rebuild the lives of those that have been affected there in Turkey.